Hello everyone, welcome to this DC Public Schools Cornerstone project with Urban Adventure Squad. My name is Peter Merlo Coyne and I'm an educator with Urban Adventure Squad. We are a 501c3 nonprofit based in DC that supports working families with outdoor-based community-focused educational programs. What does that mean? That means that we like working with families and friends in the DC area and helping to make a difference wherever we can. Today, we're diving into the Cornerstone project called Encouraging Community Involvement. Environmental Stewardship Starts on Your Block. This activity, you and your family will be acting as environmental stewards of DC's waterways. So think of places like the Potomac River, the Anacostia River, or Rock Creek Park. Being an environmental steward means caring for and protecting the natural spaces around you, like those waterways. Our waterways are not in the best shape today, and that's partially due to human activities and partially due to adverse weather events. What we're going to do is take ourselves into the community and discover that we have the power to protect our local green spaces and waterways. To start, we're going to talk about stormwater. When it rains in DC, stormwater doesn't absorb into permeable surfaces like grass and dirt, ends up flowing down the street into grates called storm drains that lead to our city's sewer system. So in Washington, D.C., we have two different types of sewer systems depending on where you live. In the older parts of our city, like downtown D.C., the older sewer system is called the Combined Sewer System, or CSS, and this was built before the year 1900. In the combined sewer system, if you have a typical dry weather day, then the system carries sanitary waste from our toilets to the Blue Plains Advanced Wastewater Treatment Plant, and we just call that Blue Plains. And that place cleans the water before it enters into our normal waterways like the Potomac River and the Anacostia River. However, on a rainy day, or a day with a lot of snow melting, stormwater enters the combined sewer system. And that means that stormwater and sanitary waste are sharing the same piping system. That large amount of stormwater needs a place to go. So the pipes are designed to let any overflow of stormwater go into the local waterways, and that brings sanitary waste along with it. It sounds pretty gross, and it is pretty gross. But if the system didn't let this overflow happen, then that dirty water would actually bubble up through homes, businesses, and streets. So this is an older design that clearly has some downfalls. In newer parts of the city, there's a different kind of sewer system called the MS4, or the Municipal Separate Storm Sewer System. And on dry days, sanitary waste travels through our sewer pipes to Blue Plains for treatment. On rainy days, there's stormwater as well, but luckily this system has separate pipes for stormwater and sanitary waste. So regardless of the flow of water from snowmelt or from a heavy day of rain, sanitary waste always goes down a separate pipe to the Blue Plains facility before it enters our waterways. And this makes sure that our sanitary waste doesn't end up in our waterways like it does in the combined sewer system. So now you know that both sewer systems here in DC have storm drains that lead directly to our local waterways, but sanitary waste isn't the only thing that ends up in our waterways. Today we're going to focus on the role of litter in our waterways. Stormwater carries whatever is on the ground along with it, so that plastic bag that you saw lying on the curb actually travels through the sewer system into our waterways. There always seems to be so much litter around us, and unfortunately that litter often gets carried into waterways on rainy days. Things like plastic bags, plastic straws, plastic containers, metal cans, styrofoam, food waste, gasoline, and lawn chemicals start on sidewalks and city streets, but they end up choking our waterways and harming the wildlife and the ecosystem of our waterways. So what can you do to help? That sounds like a lot of litter, and solving this problem can be kind of intimidating. But the cool thing about environmental stewardship is that it starts with just a few people. We know what the problem is, so we're going to try to think of some solutions. We don't have to save everything all at once because small actions by individual groups of people add up. What do you think that your family could do to help this litter problem? Go ahead and pause the video right here and take 2 minutes to brainstorm some ideas. One effective solution is to reduce the amount of litter and pollution that gets onto our streets starting at the source. So this can take the form of switching up some daily routines and habits. Things like shopping with reusable bags to eliminate plastic ones that often end up on the streets and in the sewers. Eating with reusable items and utensils, so avoiding those plastic forks and straws and using something made of metal or ceramic. Avoiding plastics like water bottles and takeout containers that are more likely to be discarded after a single use. And if you have a lawn or if you have plants, choosing not to use fertilizer or pesticides that might end up in the sewage system. Take some time to talk to the people in your household and come up with 2 ways that you can reduce the amount of single-use plastic or other common litter items right now. Go ahead and pause the video and talk it over for a few minutes. Another effective solution is to clean up the litter on your block. Even if you don't live next to a waterway, you know now that the litter on your block can travel all the way to Rock Creek, the Anacostia River, the Potomac River, and other tributaries and streams via our sewer systems. If you pick it up and properly dispose of it, it can't really be washed into our waterways. This is a fun way to enjoy the fresh air, explore your neighborhood, and take note of what the most common types of litter are where you live. Now it's time to get out there and start cleaning things up. With your family, choose a walking route in your neighborhood where you could pick up litter and trash that might otherwise get into our waterways. The time goal for this cleanup is about 1 hour, so make sure this route isn't more than a mile or 2 from your home. If you're near a park, you could pick up litter directly from a stream or a creek there. If you're near larger buildings or shopping complexes, you can stop the litter before it gets into the sewage system by picking it up at the source. There are a few safety things to consider when you're going out with your family. So you want to make sure that someone in your family or group is a responsible adult over the age of 18. Everyone should be masked up to prevent the transmission of COVID-19. You want to know the area that you're in, and you want to be okay with leaving it if something or someone is creating an unsafe situation. And we want you to bring gloves to pick up the litter and not with your bare hands. In terms of supplies, you'll want to find some gloves to pick up litter, trash bags to fill up with litter, 2 or 3 big ones at least. And as you go throughout your cleanup, you want to keep track of what types of litter you're finding. Urban Adventure Squad calls this a trash tally. And the different categories of litter include things like plastic straws and utensils, plastic cups and bottles, glass bottles and containers, aluminum cans and other metal containers, styrofoam containers, and paper products. Take some time after this video to discuss your walking route and make sure everyone agrees with the plan. We hope you enjoy your cleanup with family and friends. Once you get back, take a look at your trash tally to see which kinds of items were the most common. Use a sheet of paper to write down why you think you're seeing more of one particular item than another. Finally, we want to leave you with a call to action. Now that we've taken some important steps to help our green spaces and waterways, we want you to choose one of the following activism choices that you can do with your family. If you notice lots of overflowing litter from trash cans, you can write a letter to your local officials asking for trash cans to be emptied more often or for more trash cans and dumpsters to be placed in the community so people can throw away their trash and litter more easily. You elect these officials, so your voice does matter here. Another option is calling your local restaurant or writing a letter to a local restaurant asking them to start using reusable takeout containers or allowing you to bring your own takeout containers to reduce the amount of plastic being brought out of the restaurant and potentially into our waterways. And finally, you can create some public awareness campaigns or signs that can go up around your neighborhood, letting people know that litter on the ground does make it to the waterways and that they can stop this by trying to pick up some litter or put it in trash cans whenever possible. Thank you so much for participating in this DCPS Family Cornerstone with us. Your involvement in protecting your environment is super important and a great example to other people and other families. We hope you had an awesome time on your cleanup and enjoy taking steps to protect your environment in your community. We're looking forward to chatting with you soon at our live virtual event, and we will see you then. Bye.